Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
You don't have to understand the physics of flying to fly easy. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
Hi. For many years, I had to make tough decisions for my team and players. The decision for you is quite simple. If you have a house that is in need of repair, call my friend Dale. Dale buy houses. Recently, I spoke with Dale about my property. He gave me all of the do's and don'ts. He wanted me to be smart about the decision I was going to make. You ought to be smart too. Call Dale. He buy houses.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Clarence Buggs along with the coach at Scoreboards, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill. Let's start talking a little LSU basketball, Coach. Tigers at a stumbling block. Huge win against Kentucky. Drop a conference game to the Florida Gators. It was evident from the beginning of that game, Coach, the Tigers just weren't ready to play, and the Gators were.
Well, you know, every game on the schedule is a trap game coming from after a game that's highly emotional.
Right.
The Kentucky victory was highly emotional. You'll be surprised how much energy kids lost. They lost during that event. And then the focus part probably weren't totally there against Florida because then they said, we got to get ready for Tennessee without forgetting that you got to play Florida.
Yeah. The parity in the league, though, where on any given night, if you don't bring your A game, you can be upset. That's got to be good for the conference.
It is a very good thing for the conference. I think it's healthy. And that's why Coach Wade, as he keep going down the road, he'll keep assembling the type of talent and pieces that won't have the letdown because he could put someone in and they're elevated. But I tell you, after watching that kid Smart play, what a player he's going to be.
Talk about. When you look at this team, how much could it help as far as being able to avoid the trap games if they had a little more senior leadership on this team?
Well, you're not going to get senior leadership anymore.
Not anymore.
Senior leadership is a thing of the past because if a kid make it to his sophomore year, most good players don't play the second year. They play one and then done. And go ahead.
Just saying that sometimes it can be a good thing to lose at that particular point in the season because that bell goes to ring and it's that wake-up call. I mean, look at Kentucky. They lost to us there in Rupp Arena. They turn around, they demolish Tennessee. We lose to Florida. We turn around and we take out Tennessee.
Maybe Tennessee's not as good as people thought they were.
Oh, there's a thought.
They thought they were.
There's a thought.
But that's a good thing. They are pretty good. I watched them play, and they are a pretty good team. But losses sometimes are good when it happens when you have games left to play.
Yeah. You know, just about every adult that I know knew that this could be a trap game. It goes without saying, Will Wade knew that it could be a trap game. But when you're talking 18, 19, 20-year-olds, sometimes it doesn't matter what you know, does it?
Who? The 18 and 19-year-olds? Trap game? It's so difficult. That's one of the most difficult part of coaching, is to coach kids to understand that you got to take every team serious.
Yeah.
No matter where you play and who you play, take them serious. So sometimes it just doesn't work, and this could be a really good learning lesson.
You enjoyed a very long, illustrious career in coaching. 20, 30 years ago, did those same 18, 19, 20-year-olds, were they more open to that? Did they take it more serious when you told them, we got to bring it every night, this could be a trap game? Were they more susceptible to listening back then and taking it to heart?
Well, back then you can coach in mass. One word, your information goes to everybody.
Right.
Now coaches got to coach individuals. That's the biggest disadvantage you have. Because how can you waste all that time getting that information, to the right information to every individual?
Right.
That becomes the most difficult things coaches have to deal with.
When we come back, we'll talk about the upside of LSU basketball when we head to segment 2 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Hi. For many years, I had to make tough decisions for my team and players. The decision for you is quite simple. If you have a house that is in need of repair, call my friend Dale. Dale buy houses. Recently, I spoke with Dale about my property. He gave me all of the do's and don'ts. He wanted me to be smart about the decision I was going to make. You ought to be smart too. Call Dale. He buy houses.
It was nearly a decade ago that Brett teamed up to Imagine Your Parks, and you imagined big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, one family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit Breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
You don't have to understand the physics of flying to fly easy. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
My name is Dr. Ashley Blanche, chiropractic physician at Momentum Chiropractic and Sports Rehab. We are here to get you better faster if you suffer from any type of injury, ranging from sprain and strain injuries to nerve pain. If you have an injury and you have a question about it or want us to evaluate you, please give us a call at 225-218-6126, or you can visit our website, mymomentumcare.com, for more information about our services.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Beep, beep.
Welcome back for segment 2 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, the Tigers turned right around after that heartbreaking Florida loss for arguably the biggest game of the season so far against Tennessee. What do you think it was like psychologically, emotionally for the team finding out your star point guard, your leading scorer, Tremont Waters, is going to have to miss the game because of a virus?
Probably was the best thing could have happened. Because Smart got to play.
Oh, yeah?
And he stepped up. Sometimes, you know, the athletic competition has a remarkable things that happen. Remarkable things happen when somebody is who you think is your best player come can't play,
Right.
and someone who's got a ton of ability gets to play, and he comes up big.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I seem to remember this being the game of his career so far. What do you think that's going to do as far as sending a message to other Louisiana kids that you can now stay in state and play for a team that has national level talent?
Well, it's Clarence, you know, you want me to answer a question, I can't. Because so much goes into this recruiting thing with the parents and the kids.
Right.
And the handler. There's always a handler you got to put in there. And everybody got to get a piece of the pie.
Right. Right.
You know, the piece of the pie. So the handler sometimes makes the decision, and then it becomes difficult for the kid to stay home.
What was really impressive to me and probably everyone else that watched that game, not only was Tremont Waters missing, but Nas Reed only scored 1 point. What does that say to you about the, quote, team that Will Wade has put together?
Well, that's why they're where they are, because he's got a good team. And you need 7, 8, 9 guys you can depend upon that's going to come through for you in the clutch. There was another guy who shot 1 or 8, the big guy, I think, and he made a free throw in overtime that helped LSU to seal the victory.
The officiating, though, Coach, had a lot of people complaining. The refs were constantly going to the replay monitors to make sure the correct call was made. Has instant replay become a bit of a crutch for officials now who are desperately afraid to make the wrong call?
Well, you saw it Saturday.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Even Dickie Vitale.
Yeah.
Dickie kept complaining. Why would they do it? But they're covering their skin on the back.
Right.
So they wouldn't get, and that's, to me, that's not fair.
Yeah.
There were some calls that was obvious. You didn't need to go and look at the monitor.
Right. And how much does that affect the, quote, flow of the game?
It killed the flow of the game.
Yeah.
It killed it. There was no momentum. The game became a boring game to some extent.
Right. And of course, if you've got a young man that's on a hot streak and you throw in TV timeouts and then you add, also you got to stand around waiting on the officials to go back to the replay monitor again, that's got to be tough on the continuity of the game from an athlete's standpoint.
It really was not good for the game of basketball. And I'm sure the coaches complained to the SEC, and the commission official probably heard an earful.
Now, some people have suggested that the officials get 60 seconds to review the play. At the end of that minute, if you can't decide whether or not to change the call, then the play will stand as called. What do you make of that concept?
I like that. I like it because most of the time they're right, initially anyway.
Yeah.
Because when I looked at them, I thought that they were right.
That's a heck of a point. And a lot of people may not ever take the time to realize it, but the majority of the time, they are, in fact, right. And talk about jubilation abounding in the Maravich Assembly Center. It was great to see the fans, as we like to say in the Black Baptist Church, show up and show out.
Ooh.
And they handled their business from a fan standpoint. When we come back, segment 3 of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Mandeville at 985-722-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Mandeville at 985-722-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Hi. For many years, I had to make tough decisions for my team and players. The decision for you is quite simple. If you have a house that is in need of repair, call my friend Dale. Dale buy houses. Recently, I spoke with Dale about my property. He gave me all of the do's and don'ts. He wanted me to be smart about the decision I was going to make. You ought to be smart too. Call Dale. He buy houses. Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
It was nearly a decade ago that Brett teamed up to imagine your parks, and you imagined big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, 1 family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit Breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
Welcome back for segment 3 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. The LSU baseball Tigers coach continue to roll right along, still number 2 in the nation. And the good news is they continue to give Louisiana schools the opportunity to play them. And that has to help elevate the level of baseball for everyone, right?
It always helps when the number 1 school in the state invites all of the other schools to play them.
Uh-huh.
I just think that is healthy, it's good. And it's appreciative by Paul Maneri, who's doing what Skip Berkman started.
How many other parts of the country do you feel have the wealth of baseball talent that we have here in Louisiana, from the largest school all the way down to the smallest school?
Well, when you think about it, we only have 4 million people in the state.
Right.
And the kind of athletes that come out, we're second to none.
Uh-huh.
And, but you got greater states like Texas and Florida and Pennsylvania.
Right.
And Ohio and California. Those states, they produce a lot, but they have a million more people than we have.
Well, yeah. What was it like? Do you remember for your team the first time they defeated LSU?
I can't remember. But I think it was 2001. That was a Ricky Weeks team, and
right.
Jason Anderson was the pitcher. And we went in there, and we came off of a loss to Texas Southern where we should have won.
Right.
And I told the kids, listen, I didn't know what to say. The thing I said, they put their pants on just like you, one leg at a time. And that's
right.
all I remember saying, and
Wow.
the rest is history.
Wow. What do you think it's like for a kid that may have played at a small high school program, now playing for a smaller school compared to a Louisiana State University, to step out and get the chance to play in the box?
It's a dream come true, because to play in the box and play against LSU really is big for them. It makes them feel good, even though they can't win most of the time.
Right.
But they're thinking they're going to win.
Uh-huh. When we come back, we'll close out the show, segment 4 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Ashley Blanche, chiropractic physician at Momentum Chiropractic and Sports Rehab. We are here to get you better faster if you suffer from any type of injury, ranging from sprain and strain injuries to nerve pain. If you have an injury and you have a question about it or want us to evaluate you, please give us a call at 225-218-6126, or you can visit our website, mymomentumcare.com, for more information about our services.
It was nearly a decade ago that Brett teamed up to imagine your parks, and you imagined big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, 1 family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit Breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
Hi. For many years, I had to make tough decisions for my team and players. The decision for you is quite simple. If you have a house that is in need of repair, call my friend Dale. Dale buy houses. Recently, I spoke with Dale about my property. He gave me all of the do's and don'ts. He wanted me to be smart about the decision I was going to make. You ought to be smart too. Call Dale. He buy houses.
Welcome back for the final segment of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. A friend to the show for many, many years has been BREC, Baton Rouge's Recreation and Parks Commission. And of course, we are now losing a very valued member of our community in one Director Carolyn McKnight. Recently, Coach had the opportunity to sit down and speak with her.
Today we have the pleasure of talking with Cheryl Michelet, Director of Communication for BREC. Cheryl, how are you today?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. We want to talk about some of the things that BREC does in the community. Can you explain to the people?
We have so much going on right now. I was just in a committee meeting where we were talking about all the construction underway. We have about 7 projects that just finished all around the parish. So those are parks that we've improved. About 13 that are getting ready to go out to bid. And then another group that is under construction currently. So we're constantly improving our parks. We're listening to what the community wants. And our goal is to modernize the park system, something that we've been working on since the 2004 Imagine Your Park plan.
So there is something for everyone, so to speak.
There really is. We have programs that babies can participate in. One that's coming at Liberty Lagoon is a baby bubbler program that teaches babies how to be comfortable in the water and be able to hold their breath. If, say, they accidentally fall in, they know what to do to protect themselves. Up to seniors, where one of the things that we do that's so fun at our administrative building every Tuesday, over 100 seniors come in for something called the tea dance. And they have so much fun. They get here early, they meet new friends, they have a meal, and they dance. And the hallway just smells so good with all that food. And I'll peek my head in, and they're just having a great time. So from babies to seniors, we have something for everyone.
When you mentioned dance, it reminded me of Puerto Rico. When I was coaching and recruiting, there was a group of senior citizens who were, every morning they met to dance. And I met a couple who were from New Orleans in that group, and I joined them and danced because it was so refreshing and, to be a part of it. Can you also share with us some of the things that BREC will be doing in the future other than renovating the parks?
One of the big things coming up is summer camp. So that's our largest program. And here we can do kids with disabilities. We have kids who are interested in science, outdoor adventure, athletics, just a camp, again, for just about anybody. When you're getting a little too old for camp, and I know with my own son, I made the mistake of using the word camp when he was a tween. He went and slammed the door. But we have something called a counselor and training program, and it'll teach kids how to become a counselor. So parents can feel confident that they're in a structured activity during the summer, but you pay for about a week of camp, you get your training, and then the child can volunteer as they want to throughout the summer. And by the time they turn 18, if they do that every year, they're ready to be a counselor. And we've hired some of our counselors in training as counselors or part-time employees.
That sounds so exciting. Can you elaborate a little on people who have a disability that is there a program they can participate in here?
We have many programs for not just kids with disabilities, but adults as well. We have camps specifically for children with disabilities, and then any camp that we offer can work. The parents just need to let us know what the accommodations are. We have athletic leagues that are inclusive. We also have a program for kids who have aged out of school and need to get work training. It's called the Sunshine Club, and they meet in our administrative building throughout the year, and we get them out learning how to work, say, in a grocery store or at different kinds of places of business, and we're working to get them trained so they can get a job.
Well, you know, you mentioned grocery store. I was in a store last week, and I saw teachers with some high school kids, and I asked what were they doing. We were teaching them how to shop, because we want them not only to be able to stretch their money, but shop where they can eat healthier.
Exactly, and that's part of the program too, is when you're disabled, how do you live on your own? How do you shop? How do you pay the bills? You know, all this life skills training. And we have a similar program in the summer for teens. It was the Teen Get Out program. They may be changing that name. But we've actually had teens design billboards to promote the camp. And then throughout the summer, they're going to different businesses around the Baton Rouge area to learn about different types of work that they may be interested in as a career when they get older.
I tell you, I'm learning so much that Breck has to offer, and I'm sure we don't have enough time that you can tell me about all the other programs. Before we go, is there any other thing you would like to say about Breck that I haven't asked?
One thing is right now we're hiring for summer jobs. Liberty Lagoon hires about 300 teens or young adults to be lifeguards or work in the concessions or work in the ticketing office. We also hire summer camp counselors. The people who run the camps are generally teachers who are off for the summer, but we'll hire teens and young adults as counselors as well. So go to our website, go under jobs, and you'll see what we have available. We're always hiring.
Can you tell me what that website is?
www.breck.org.
Well, you heard it from the lady who's in control, Director of Communication, Cheryl Maletti.
Michelet?
Michelet.
You almost
Sure, I almost got it.
Yes.
Well, it was a pleasure you spending some time sharing all of this wealth of information with me and the listening audience.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
I am sitting here literally with egg on my face. Cheryl, you know I love you, dear. That's why I have you on my radio show all the time. Charge it to my head, Cheryl, not to my heart. You know I love you and the good folks over at Breck. Again, we come to you from Scoreboards 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill. If you haven't been by, you're truly missing a treat. Come on out. We'd love to see you. On behalf of the entire crew, the man himself, the coach, I'm Clarence Buggs. We'll see you next week with another exciting edition of the Roger Cador Show. See you then.